Live, open roll.
Let's Rise and Live with Roby and Suze.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Rise and Live with Roby and Suze. And yes, Roby is here today. Hi, Roby.
Hey, I made it.
And Bruce, our director, is also here today, too, because he's punching the show for us because we do have some video and some graphics we want to punch up. This is not the full Rise and Live production, but it's the virtual Rise and Live production.
Was that the pain that I felt this morning, Bruce?
Was Bruce doing what?
The punches. He was punching in everything.
That's right.
So
That's what I do. I punch, I
Yeah,
punch.
that's a TV term. That's a TV term. So, how are you, Roby?
Good. Welcome to my glorious office.
Wait, you're still going to the office?
I know. I've had the complete opposite experience. I feel like a lot of people have had through coronavirus and social distancing. Obviously, I'm social distancing and all of that has changed, but I still have to go into the office because the Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach County is considered an essential service because we have transitioned from taking care of the kiddos to being a major food distributor, among other things that we've transitioned very quickly. So I've been working like crazy hours, 7 days a week, and yes, coming into the office.
And, you know, I've been wondering this because I've seen a lot of these lines for food and like, how are the families doing? I mean, do you have any like anecdotal or any sort of talking to anyone about how people are doing? I mean, are they really struggling? Are people getting by? Like, what's the mood out there?
You know, it's interesting because I feel like we're all kind of in our own internal family bubbles.
Yes.
And if we're all doing okay, we all have toilet paper and we have, you know, maybe not the selection of produce or the selection of meats that we want, but we're all doing okay. But I've got to tell you, we are located, we have 13 clubs across the county, and our clubs are located in areas where typically the need is greatest. And it is almost a different world in a lot of these neighborhoods. So much so, one of our first programs that we started was we wanted to continue to offer free lunches for our club members. And we typically will give out 500,000 meals in a year to our club members. So we started out week one, just our club members. Week two, we realized there was such great need that we opened it up to anyone under 18. That was Monday through Friday. Then we realized week three, the need was so great, we had to do it 3 days a week. And now on week four, Suzanne, we are now handing out breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, 31,000 snacks and meals a week.
Wow.
And, you know, our crews, you can see here that they've turned into these distribution sites at their different clubs. You know, the parents will come in, they'll drive in, they'll give them their lunches and their meals for the day. And a lot of times, if they are unable to come there, our members will find a way to get those meals, and they will chase after our van.
Wow.
And there was one community, anecdotally, you're asking, one community near our club where there's a gentleman that allows either families that are homeless or almost about to be homeless, he allows them to live nearly free in this mobile home park. And he told our club director that without our program, he doesn't know how those families would be able to eat through all of this. So the need out there is
great.
Is greater than I think most of us really realize.
Yeah, I mean, it's so true. I'm like locked in my house. I don't see anything outside of my little thing, you know. I'm able to feed my kids and myself, but you don't, you know, you just, I don't know. It's hard because, you know, all of these people that are really suffering through this. And what's like, do you have like a message that you would like people to know or anything that you want people to?
Well, I mean, in the general sense of getting through this is just show some kindness to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Just do what you can. It's hard to volunteer now.
Yeah.
But what you can do, if you're able to, there are plenty of funds that you can donate to. We have to raise $30,000 a week just for one of our programs. So, if you go to bgcpbc.org, you can go to our donate button and donate for our coronavirus relief fund. And that helps us with our programs, because we have another program where we give a week's worth of grocery to 4,000 club family members. It's all organic produce, it's protein, it's canned goods. It's $200 worth of food every week to keep our families healthy and to keep farmers working. And then we've also created a live virtual club where we are giving live mentoring for our club members, for our parents, and also homework help. Because a lot of times it's very difficult, as you know, Suzanne, with this distance learning, if there's a trouble. So we actually have certified teachers that are live helping our club members to get through this transition, as well as being live for other programs. And all of that, it takes money. And if we don't have kids in our clubs, our funding's in jeopardy. So that's why we've really been going week to week to make sure that we can continue to do what we're doing.
Well, speaking of homeschooling,
right?
I will tell you, the one thing that I've learned through this whole process is just how much work our teachers do.
Yeah.
And also how dumb I am.
That's not true.
How's it going? My kids are right now, I don't know if you can hear them in the background. They're on their live Zoom calls or whatever they're doing. How's that going for your kids?
You know what? It's funny. My oldest, Veas, he has 3 music classes. So it's symphony, orchestra, and music theory. The music theory is a little bit easier to do with distance learning. But how do you do a symphony on distance? So, a lot of what their assignments have been is record yourself playing your instrument. Or a cute one was practice social distancing, but go to a family member or neighbor and perform a song. So what my son did, we actually live near his teacher, surprised her and played a couple songs for her.
Yeah, I think we have video of that, right?
Well, no, that's something different. Well, that was our
okay.
Easter present to the neighborhood. But so, they're trying to be creative, but it's so boring because they're not having the interaction. And now for my youngest son, it's so funny because he has a rambunctious class, and the kids have already learned how to spam the comments, how to totally talk over top of the teacher and just be disruptive in a new virtual way. It's kind of funny.
Wow. Yeah, look at Michelle says, I've spoken with a few people, heard a lot of parents that will never send their kids back to school. I'm not going to be that parent.
I'm hearing the opposite.
Going back to school the moment they reopen.
I know. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know about you guys, but yeah, my son, they're still doing like art classes and all that too, Roby. And the other day they had a live PE class, and he got out of his room, is carrying the iPad, and he's walking out the front door, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, we have to be outside for our live PE class. And he's out there doing he props up the iPad and doing like jumping jacks. I was cracking up. Yeah, it's really cute. But homeschooling has been a challenge.
Yeah.
Especially
Are you having issues with your Wi-Fi? Because with everyone on Wi-Fi, I know it can get kind of dicey.
Thank goodness I have not had issues with my internet, but it's been a very different road for both of my children. My daughter, who was already doing most of her stuff on Google Classroom, turning in all of her assignments, virtually and digitally. So this was not a huge thing for her. For my son, who literally turns in papers and writes in workbooks, it was a completely different transition because they had no digital system in place. So the past month has been just figuring that out.
For me, it was the opposite. My youngest, Kovis, he was already taking an online math course. So he learned in the beginning of the school year, it took about 2 months, that a lot is on him, that he has to self-regulate and he has to make sure that he does when he's supposed to do it. Now, my oldest son, he's been using Google Classroom, but not to the extent that he has been now. and he's going through that process of learning that it's on him.
Yeah. I see your beard. Are you trimming it, or what are you doing with that?
I mean, this week
You need me to come over and dye it for you?
I know, seriously. I've been putting in so many hours that this is kind of, the personal stuff's gone to the wayside. But
Tell me about it.
I will say that I have gotten a haircut. My partner, Juan David, he did a pretty good job. I cut his hair, but then I tried it out on Juan David first to see how well I could do. And then last weekend, I decided I had to cut my kid's hair. So I think we have some pictures. Yeah. So from the front, it's like, okay.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah. Well, I didn't touch like the bangs or anything. I just kind of trimmed those. I think we have a back shot. That's where things get a little dicey.
It looks okay. It looks good.
Well, yeah. They can't see the back of their head, so I tell them it looks amazing.
Right. Barbershop Roby.
But Juan David, he's all about cutting hair now, and he's like, we're never going to the barber again. We're going to save all this money. And I'm kind of like,
It's so true. I'm seeing so many people online saying like they're not getting their nails done anymore, and they are not even sure they'll go back to that. And I think,
trust me. Like, there's a difference between seeing where the line was and doing some maintenance and having to truly do it. Because my son Kovis, his hair was really long, totally butchered it.
Oh, no.
So it gets hard the longer it grows.
Yeah. I just can't wait for a pedicure. My toe game right now is so embarrassing. I don't even know what to say about it. And I went to CVS and bought like a pedicure kit and tried to do it myself.
Try and do it. No.
It's just not the same. Hi, Christina. Good morning.
Now you're living my life because my toes are disgusting.
Yeah, well, I feel like, do you get pedicures? Are you
No,
a pedicure?
I've never had a pedicure.
Okay. So then your toes are usually disgusting, right?
Well, they usually have like blood underneath the toenails and from injuries and
injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
From either running or kicking walls or dropping things. Like, my toes are always a mess.
Okay. That's good to know. Don't look at Roby's toes.
Yeah, if I have flip-flops on, don't look down.
Okay, so what I've been doing a lot of, Roby, is like, I'm obsessed with puzzles. I've always liked puzzles, right?
You know what? I just read an article on this that they're having a huge comeback. Puzzles.
Yeah, no, they're all sold out. Like all the puzzles.
What size puzzle are you doing?
So this started with my mom, who had sent me a puzzle. Okay. And it was just like panda bears or something. The top one that you see there.
Oh, you got 1,000?
Now we've ventured into the Christmas puzzles that we already had, because you can't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
And so now I'm doing Christmas puzzles. And I had actually bought this puzzle that you're looking at right here because I bought that for next Christmas, because they're always on sale after Christmas. So I always buy the Ravensburger, which is a really good quality puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm into the Christmas. My kids are like, Mom, you have to stop. Like,
so wait, you're doing it? Your kids aren't doing it?
They're helping a little bit, but it's mostly me. And I literally, if I have any downtime, that's where I am. I'm at the puzzle.
Really?
I get my glass of wine in the afternoon. I sit down and I do my puzzle.
But I hear it's very meditative because you're
just
focused on one thing and forgetting about everything else.
Yeah. And I will tell you, like, I've always loved puzzles, and every Christmas I buy a Christmas puzzle. So thank God that I had those so I could keep myself busy during this quarantine time. But yeah, if you are looking for something to do and you have puzzles in your house, like, I'm telling you, it's so fun, and it really does pass the time.
I think the only puzzles I have are the 100 piece puzzles for the kids
that are like really big
chunky blocks,
like the size of your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trace went and pulled a 300 one out the other day, and I was like, oh, like, that's for babies.
This is too easy.
Right.
I've also been seeing you blowing up the TikTok. What's that all about?
Roby, I literally am blowing up on TikTok. I don't know what happened. I must have gotten on some like page where everyone shared. I literally, within a day yesterday. Okay, so let's listen to the music, because you got to play the music with it, Bruce. Okay, so Roby, yeah. So what you do is you just put like video to music, and it has the music in there.
Aren't
and
you supposed to be dancing normally?
Yeah, normally. And I have some where I've danced, but I'm like, you know what? I have all these old great videos of Roby and I from our Can We Do It? It's like, why can't I just put those to video?
Yeah.
And
I love it.
Okay, wait. So wait, we got to restart this one, Bruce, because this one is the best. Because, TikTok is like kind of a new thing, but you and I were doing boomerangs long before TikTok was cool. And basically, boomerangs are the same thing. So look what I did. Play this.
Everybody make some TikTok. TikTok.
Tell me that's not amazing. But the circus one that I did, I just posted that yesterday, and literally it's gotten over 1,000 views already.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in hot on TikTok. My kids are completely embarrassed.
Have you seen the trend on TikTok where you recreate an old picture, like maybe when you were a child with your parent, and then
It morphs it into?
Yes.
Yes, my son has one of those. I haven't done it yet, but that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I figure we could probably kill it on some TikTok dances.
Probably.
Maybe I need to get you to send me some video of you TikTok, or at least just dancing. Or just boomeranging. I think putting the boomerangs to the music is just amazing. Like, why did we not think of that?
Exactly. Yeah.
I have so many boomerangs.
Thus, I'm in a small cubicle office during quarantine. If I would have thought of TikTok, my quarantine quarters would be very different.
I love it. Well, it looks like they may reopen this country in stages over the next few weeks. We may start seeing some things open back up. What's your take on that?
You know what? I feel like things change so quickly that, to be honest, like I pay attention to what's going on, but I try and keep it in the peripheral because until it actually happens, I don't know. Here at the Boys and Girls Club, we really want to make sure that summer camps open back up.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that by summer that we're able to open up our clubs.
Yeah, I think, I got an email from my son was supposed to have an overnight camp from Florida Fish and Wildlife in the Everglades, and it was going to be late June, and they've already canceled that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oof, I'm feeling like we'll be back open by then. And then what am I going to do with the kids?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like,
and by the time you're going to be so sick of them being at the house.
I mean, but my kids are actually they're being very good and very understanding. And, I think
they haven't had any emotional outbursts or anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I had an emotional outburst the other day, and, I was talking to my son about it, because I was like, you know what, like, this is not about what this is about, what it appears to be about. This is about stressed out, out of our routine. Things are not normal. Like, we just have to have to realize that, we're under a lot of stress, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it, that, this is completely out of our element and out of our routine. And, sometimes we're going to feel upset or scared or anxious or angry. And you just have to recognize that this is, not about that you can't log into your Google Classroom,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, my kids have had their outbursts where they have a what they like to think is their private fishing spot, but it's open to the public on the Intracoastal near the house. Mm-hmm. And someone was there and they wanted to be there by themselves. So my oldest started coughing like he had COVID. And when that didn't work and the people kind of realized it was just some punk teenager trying to pretend like he had COVID, I don't know, they got upset, and then someone picked up dog poo and threw it at the other, and like, then a skateboard went flying down the road, and this was right before dinner. So, and I had to have the same conversation. Listen, you guys are under a lot of stress, and this is not an appropriate way to express that stress.
Right.
So then they decided
that was almost the exact wording I used. Like, there's appropriate ways to express anger, and there's not appropriate ways. Let's talk about the appropriate ways.
So then they thought that the most appropriate way to alleviate their stress was that they were hiding behind bushes and making fart noises as people were walking by.
Hashtag like father, like son.
That was last night's entertainment. And of course, what was I doing? I was behind the blinds looking, going,
For sure. Because they're your mini-me's. Oh my gosh.
Well, on Easter, we did want to do something special for our neighborhood. So, normally my kids, they play cello. And by the way, Kova's got into Bach, Middle School of the Arts. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, he got in.
Oh my gosh, awesome. So they're both going to be at Bach.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So, since they haven't been able to do any of their concerts, I challenged them. I said, why don't we do a community social distancing concert, but you pick the music. So they spend a day picking the music, and listen to this. I want to see if you get the song, Suzanne. So Bruce, play this. So Suzanne, do you know what song that is?
Yes, I do. I'm just trying to hum the whole thing.
Sounds a little bit different in cellos.
Yeah, it does. What is it?
I like to move it. From Madagascar.
I like to move it. I love it. That is so cute. They played that on Easter.
Yes. So this house here, one of my neighbors, they put up a virtual Easter egg hunt where they hid Easter eggs, and you would just stay on the sidewalk and point to where all the eggs were. So to return the favor for thinking about all the kids in the neighborhood, we played there. We played at a couple other houses. Veas also played a Star Wars medley, and Kovis did one classical piece that he really likes. So we had a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. Well, we got a boogie because I got to get on a virtual board meeting call.
Hey, I'm going to one-up you.
Uh-oh.
What's the longest time that you've spent on Zoom in a day since the quarantine?
You mean as in one call?
As meetings? No, for the entire day.
Oh, I'm sure you have me beat because I haven't been spending a lot of time on Zoom. I mean, I probably at the most maybe 2 hours in one day. What
6
about
hours. Yeah. My life is Zoom.
Yeah. And like, are you paying attention the whole time?
I do a lot of work. I have 3 monitors, so I can look like I'm paying attention, and my hands are out of the way. Right. And then like I click on my mic whenever I'm called on. But yeah, it's a lot.
Gosh, yeah.
Like I go home and it's just like someone took their blender
I
to
feel
the
like
brain.
like I know some people have been saying that this is like going to be the wave of the future, and now people are not going to want to meet in person. And I'm like, really? Because I feel like in person is so much better.
Oh, you lose so much in communication. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm Zooming with people right next door to me in the office. Yeah.
Why?
Social distancing.
Oh. Okay. That's a way to do it.
I close my office door once I get here, and I'm sealed in.
Oh my gosh. I know. I literally just walking. It's just so weird to even go out. Like even to just go to the grocery store when you got to like put on your mask and like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Every time I go out of this house.
Yeah.
I feel like the house is safe, but every time I go anywhere else, it's like, what happened to the world?
Yeah, because there is some normalcy at home.
Yeah.
And then when you step outside and you realize, when you see the lines at the grocery stores or the markets.
You know where the lines are is Joann Fabrics. Freaking sewing right now. You know, my daughter has a fashion design class and actually has to create a skirt for her fashion design class and cannot get any of she needs elastic. There's no elastic because everyone's making masks. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy. So, all right. Well, I got a boogie. This was fun. Bruce, You still there, Bruce?
Did you fall asleep?
Did you fall asleep, Bruce?
Oh, I'm here.
Hi, Bruce.
Hello.
Well, let's end with how Bruce is doing. How are you doing, Bruce?
Doing good. Working on some exciting projects coming up next month for a center here in town. Stay tuned for more information on that. But my little work at home office is working pretty
I
well.
know Bruce has like recreated the whole, basically
The
a
whole-
TV station at his house.
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hey, the nice thing is I'm always close to the coffee pot.
All
right, so let's leave with like one positive saying. Who wants to go first? Roby, you want to go first?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. Positive.
Oh, just like something that like, you know,
some
that
affirmation.
keeps you going in this time. Something you say to yourself or you say to your kids or you say to others.
Nothing is permanent.
Good. I like it. I like it. Mine is I am abundant. I keep telling myself that I am abundant. With,
say that 3 times fast. It sounds weird.
I'm abundant. I'm abundant. I'm abundant. Okay, Bruce, what's yours?
Well, I tried it. You shared it, Suzanne, the image of the circles, where you fall in the circles through this. I'm trying to work really hard to stay on that
growth,
positive growth. This is new, but take the challenge. Don't let it bring you down. We can get through this. So just stay positive. Try to be part of the solution and not complain about the problem.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, I love you guys. Miss you, Roby. I still see Bruce every once in a while. Oh, it's Gary Miller. Hi, Gary Miller.
We also
Miss
had
you, Gary. Hi, Atlas. All right. Well, I guess we'll try to do this next week, maybe.
Okay.
All right. So I'll reach out to you guys. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day and comment if you want to see anything specific from us. We're game, like Roby TikToking.
With or without clothing.
Let's take us out on the boomerang TikTok, Bruce.
Okay. How about this one?
Have a great day, everyone.
Everybody make some TikTok. TikTok. TikTok.